Broadcasting live from Altamont, Kansas, upon the footprint of Labette County High School within the friendly confines of Lucas Field, home of your Labette County football Grizzlies. It's playoff time in the 2025 football high school season, and we're in the East region of playoff play, and your Labette County Grizzlies claim the number 2 seed in that bracket, and they're facing tonight the 15-seeded Bonner Springs Braves. Good evening, Grizzly fans and or football fans. We're so glad that you chose to be with us this evening, just under 6 minutes until kickoff here in Altamont. The Grizzlies in all black uniforms and red helmets lining up behind the fog-filled tunnel about to bust through the Labette County Grizzly banner here at their home field. I'm Jack Leak III alongside my father, Jack Leak Jr., and soon to be joined by cameraman and kind of sideline reporter Caleb McKee, a 3-man crew on the headsets, and we are live stream only tonight, no radio. Dad, it's an exciting look for this Labette County Grizzly team that finished the regular season last week with a 6-2 record and co-SEK champions with the Chanute Blue Comets.
Yeah, what a good feeling on campus and the school hallways, and of course tonight here come the guys running on the field carrying the flags. It's just a beautiful night, and yeah, last week, how fun was that? Kind of a chilly, rainy, soaked night, but boy, the team put together, like Coach Argerbright said, 4 complete quarters. That was really the first game they played wire to wire and stayed tight, and stayed together, and maintained focus. So just a real gelling game, I feel like, last week, and I look for that to continue. And as we've spoke, you can throw the records out the window. You know,
Yep.
Bonner Springs is from another section, another area, so it's really not apples to apples when you compare one team to the other. So we'll see what's on tap tonight for the Grizzlies.
About 4.5 minutes until kickoff here at Lucas Field. A pretty fun entrance for our Grizzlies here tonight at home, and we'll get into other conversations here in a little bit in our Tank Connection pregame show, but this very well will not be our last home game this season. At least we certainly hope not. National anthem set to take place here at Lucas Field. We'll be back in a couple minutes. Labette County High School Band done a fine job all season long and continue to do so into playoff play. Captains for both teams set to make their way onto center field to flip the coin and decide who kicks and who receives to start tonight's contest. Still a little bit of fog creeping its way from north to south rather, as they use fog machines inside their tunnel that they run out on, so looks kind of cool tonight down there on the field. Labette County in that win against Chanute, it was 35-14, Labette County victorious, and those 2 touchdowns that Chanute scored came very late in the game, well after it was decided, scored on the secondary defensive squad that Coach Argerbright put in the game to close out the fourth quarter, so captains getting ready to flip the coin there at the Grizzly split face in the middle. Last week for Labette County, Deontay Fields continues to be terrific in the backfield for the Grizzlies. He had 156 yards and a touchdown on 17 carries, averages over 100 yards per game on the ground. He has just been so efficient for Labette County in the absence of Jamal Jackson since week 1.
Yeah, he sure has. He's stepped up and just continues to, and I think Coach Argerbright spoke on this too last night, becoming more and more confident at running harder inside, and just really, boy, it takes more than just arm tackling to get him to the ground, and he's really continues to work hard after initial contact and get some extra yards. So, and as always, we credit that offensive line in front of him as well. So, yeah, he's had an incredible season.
Aaron Wyrick has found himself, granted this Labette County offense is one that runs the ball first as far as priorities are concerned. So Aaron's found himself not throwing the ball a whole lot, especially in the games where Labette County's winning. I know at Independence he had to throw it some more because we were scrapping in certain parts. At Wellington he had to throw it more because we were trailing in the fourth quarter. But Labette County's going to receive here tonight to start the game. But when Aaron does need to throw, boy, is it fun to watch him throw the football. He had 4 completions last week. One of them was for a touchdown. And it's been fun to watch him throw that thing to Nolan Nash, who had one of the better touchdown catches in the southeast corner of the end zone here that I've seen in some time. If you remember that one that Nolan had to lay out to catch over there in the corner. Nolan does it all.
Yeah, he's another weapon we have. He's so fast and athletic, and just has some ups about him, and so coordinated. I don't know how you guard him one-on-one. Teams really try or double up on him and still have trouble. But, yeah, Aaron's ability to really stretch the defense helps our run game. So they kind of complement each other. And then, of course, he's so effective at that quarterback draw, making it look like a pass. And then he's a big, strong runner, and has helped us. I can think of several times we've gotten a first when it was like 3rd or 4th and 12 when we run that draw out of the shotgun. With him at quarterback. So, certainly lucky to have the talented players we do in our positions.
Aaron's also second on the team in tackles per game at 7. Tayton Claiborne has quietly but yet loudly made himself a double-digit tackler per game type of guy, 10 tackles per game for Tayton Claiborne. We're set to kick off the pigskin. It's playoff football in the East region. Labette County versus Bonner Springs. And I think I misspoke a little earlier. Labette County is kicking off, not receiving, to start the contest. Nolan Nash is going to put his right dominant foot on it and send it south to north to the visitors from Bonner Springs. Labette County in black uniforms, the Braves in white, and we are underway in postseason play. Braves are going to return it from their own 20. Comes James McConico, and he's brought down about the 35-yard line. And I'll say this a few times tonight, but we are live stream only. So if you're watching us, that doesn't necessarily concern you, but we won't be doing all the colorful commentating that we usually do because we don't have a radio audience. So a little bit different tonight, but it'll be a fun game.
Yeah, that was a decent little return there on the kickoff, and this is real important. This first series for both teams just kind of feeling each other out a little bit, so kind of getting used to the quarterback's cadence, all those things, all those nuances that kind of make up the flow of the game.
Bonner doesn't really have anybody out wide here. I would assume they're kind of a ground and pound, and yeah, there's one that goes for about 4 right off the jump. And if Bonner can get out to a hot start or at least just take 7 minutes off the clock, whether they score or not, there's a few things that can be some moral victories for the visitors that are probably heavy underdogs tonight.
Yeah, we talk so much about first down and winning first down, and that time Bonner did. They picked up almost 5. So, we need a big defensive play here to keep it on the second down so we can keep them in 3rd and long.
They do give the carrier about 5 there. Second down and a long 5 for the Braves, and an option that's fumbled, and it's going to be fallen upon by Labette County. Play number 2 results in turnover number 1 for Labette County. Kagan Bates there for the fumble recovery.
Boy, how nice was that? That's one other area we'd like to win tonight is the turnover game. So, I have a feeling, just guessing here with a team that's won one game this year, if we can get out early, get some excitement, score a couple of times, a lot of times those teams will kind of lay down. So that was a big turnover there for us to pick up. And then now we need a good offensive series here and a score.
And I know there was a little bit of pressure there maybe as far as Labette County's presence on the pitch, but that was pretty much an unforced turnover as it felt like Bonner Springs could capture some momentum here early. Deontay Fields, this guy right here, has been active all season, and he's active tonight. Gains 15 on the first carry of the ball game.
Man, they lost containment immediately. He just took a straight edge corner with it. I didn't see a defensive end, or maybe we did a crackback or a good hook block or something, but wow, what a run there.
Labette County, after 2 plays of defense and 1 play of offense, is in the Bonner Springs red zone, right at the 20 on that far side of the field, as you can see on the live stream. What you can't see is the time, and that's 10:57 that reads on the scoreboard in the south end zone. It's Fields again right up the middle and met firmly by the Braves front this time. They give him a couple there right up the middle.
Yeah, Bonner Springs did a better job of kind of jamming that, and obviously they've watched a lot of film and they know to key on Deontay probably. So I'm sure they've got a backer or two that pretty much just shadow him.
We're now back joined by one of our football managers and cameraman, Caleb McKee. Caleb, they had fog going in that tunnel over there. I'll let Labette County run this play and then I'll ask you a question. It's 2nd down and 8 for the Grizzlies. A back to the left and right of Wyrick, and he doesn't give it to either and keeps it. Has his legs taken out from under him, gets to the 15. Caleb, I could see smoke rolling out from the gaps of the tunnel, and it looked like the players went inside of it, and they were banging on the sides to maybe try to make it look like a caged animal or something was inside. What was it like in there? You ran out with the team tonight.
Oh, it's awesome. The team just really likes to get ourselves warmed up, to get that momentum going, to feel like this is the game that we're going to change everything, and we really felt that tonight coming in for our first playoff game of the year.
And definitely I'll say for now, favorable, at least better than years past, road to the sub-state for Labette County. Handoff to the left, it's Nolan Nash. They might give it to him, they do. Touchdown Labette County, Nolan Nash on the 15-yard touchdown scamper.
Yeah, what another nice run on the edge again, and some fine running, good blocking, had some pretty good holes there. So hopefully that's some indication of what we're going to see the rest of the night, because that wasn't easy, but that was a really nice 4, 5, 6 play score there. So great start.
9:25 left in the opening period, 6-0 Labette County. Kagan Bates is going to be the holder on the snap here for the point after attempt. A little bit high, but brought down nicely by the senior. And his junior buddy who just scored, Nolan Nash, makes the extra point. 7-0, Labette County in front. We'll be back in 1 minute with Bonner Springs ball again.
Here's a bright idea: streaming without buffering. It's not 2014. There's no reason for laggy internet and buffering shows. IdeaTech has the technology. It's fiber optic cable. IdeaTech has brought high-speed fiber to 75 communities and counting. Don't put up with outdated internet. Stream without buffering. Another bright idea from IdeaTech.
Labette County leads Bonner Springs 7-0 here in the early goings of round number 1 in the East region. Here in round number 1 of the playoffs, we will get to the other playoff matchups that concern our Grizzlies moving forward should we win tonight. We'll name those matchups off here at the next given opportunity, but for now, the Labette County Special Teams unit is on the field, waving their arms back and forth, and Nolan kicks a nice one that lands at the 20 and is dropped at the 20 by Bonner. Looks like that's Jerron Payne. And he has a nice return across the 40. Kagan Bates is there, and he fumbles it. Recovered by the Grizzlies, and there's room to run. Up the middle, Caleb, who is that? They're going to take it back. Is that Nolan?
That's Nolan.
He's at the 30, the 25, and he is going to beat him home. Nolan Nash with 2 touchdowns in 2 plays.
I tell you, when a team saw 2 fumbles there on Bonner Springs on both those possessions, and it appeared to me that some of their players just weren't giving great effort on that. I mean, that's an amazing run back and blocks, but I feel like we're really kind of gut punching them right now, and this team might lay down. We might really pour it on them here this first half for sure.
Goodness.
Yeah.
2 fumbles early by Bonner Springs, and Labette County making easy work of scoring subsequently. And guess who's kicking the extra point?
Guess who scored both touchdowns and is kicking the extra points?
Nolan Nash, the junior. Get another year of him in all kinds of sports. He plays about everything. No shocker there. And he'll make this one 14-0. Good guys. 9 minutes left in the opening period. Bonner Springs will try again here in the special teams in 30 seconds.
With many years of combined experience, Eye Care Associates of Parsons has set the framework in providing comprehensive eye health examinations for all ages and routine vision care for families throughout the 4-state area. Our optometrists and staff provide remarkable care with state-of-the-art technology to help with diagnosis and management of eye health conditions. Give us a call or visit our website to schedule your next eye exam. Eye Care Associates of Parsons. Experience modern eye care.
Stay healthy.
14-0. Labette County here, 9 minutes to play in the opening quarter. Feels a little bit like deja vu.
Boy, it does.
A minute ago, we had a commercial break and Nolan was kicking off, and presently, he's about to kick off again with that score doubled from what it was a bit ago.
Yeah, we need to do a good job of staying in our lanes. Oh, this is interesting.
Kind of a pooch that is caught at the 43. I almost wondered if the Brave that caught it and took a blow, which was Maximus Mortel, I wondered if he waved for a fair catch. The Bonner Springs coaching staff, their head coach is Mariah Spencer, or I'm sorry, that's the cheerleading head coach, which is just as important, but Byron Mays is their head coach. They were kind of wondering if they didn't wave for a fair catch and there should be a penalty there.
I didn't see it, but I would say that's awfully quick thinking on that player's behalf. I mean, I wasn't expecting that, so I can't imagine he was. So if he thought quick enough to fair catch it, that was really sharp.
Pre-snap penalty here on the Braves. Have to imagine it's a legal procedure on Bonner Springs. The white hat there at the 35-yard line there is going to call actually neutral zone infraction. At least that was the signal he made on Labette County. I think it is. Must have been lined up there in the neutral zone because nobody jumped off sides necessarily. So Labette County helping out Bonner on their crack at trying to get back in this game, down 14-0 really early.
Yeah. Of course, we don't need that, and we've been playing really clean football really all year. I mean, we've had a few penalties really, but I feel like we've just stayed really nice and tight with our discipline.
And a false start here on Bonner Springs, I believe. Martin Guerra, their quarterback, was trying to wave a man in motion. I think it was McConico, and there was just miscommunication, and then the left tackle jumped, and then, now we're back to 1st and 10. So kind of an ugly start here for Bonner. The other matchups for Labette County that are going on, Labette County, should they go on to win this game, will host the winner of Chanute and Lewisburg, and then the teams that are playing below that we would face in sectionals, we would host, is Ottawa is playing Lansing tonight, and Piper played Kansas City Schlegel last night, and Piper won 59-6. Here's a short gain of about 3 for the Braves. So the Chanute and Lewisburg game is of the most concern, or should I say attention paid to, by Labette County fans tonight. That game is in Chanute. There is an injured Brave down on the field. Let's step aside for a quick break here on KLKC Sports YouTube.
V93.5 is your home for the best variety of the 80s, 90s, and today. Get your day started with the Anna and Raven Morning Show. You're the judge during couples court. Couples share their disagreement, and then you decide who's right. Think you know pop culture trivia? It could pay off, and you score the cash jackpot when you play Can't Beat Raven. Krause in the House gets you home every weekday afternoon starting at 2. Stream us anytime, anywhere at KLKCRadio.com.
Hi, I'm Shelby, one of the pharmacists at Bowen Pharmacy. Not only do we keep you up to date on your COVID and flu vaccines, but we also offer pneumonia, shingles, hepatitis, meningitis, tetanus, and whooping cough vaccines. Based on the latest CDC guidelines, we can recommend the vaccines to keep you and your family healthy. Thank you for always choosing Bowen Pharmacy. We're here today and we'll be here tomorrow.
Unbelievable! Sparklight is unveiling unlimited internet for just $25 a month. Get reliable 100 meg internet for just $25 a month for 12 months with unlimited data. That's unlimited internet. Call 877-469-3057 or visit sparklight.com/savings. Sparklight, a new breed and high speed.
Prince Davin Donnell, the injured Brave on the play. The 5'10 junior plays running back, one of their better players. And he was down for the duration of that break that you saw on YouTube and was able to kind of get off under some of his own powers. So we hope that Davin Donnell is okay. 2nd down and 7 for Bonner Springs. They trail Labette County 14-0. They've fumbled the ball twice. That's been recovered by Labette County on their first 2 possessions. And this run might go a little short. Still looking for their first down of the game. We will have score updates throughout tonight's game for you from SEK, fellow SEK members. They are in action. Parsons, I know they're not in the SEK. They lost at home last night to Wellsville in the first round. And Independence trails Buhler big at Buhler in the first round tonight as well.
Kind of big down here for the Grizzlies. I assume Bonner Springs will go for it on 4th if they don't get it, but we could use a big stop right here. They jumped again.
3rd and short, no penalty. Around the right edge is Fungasha, and he's brought down for a loss of 3. And so it'll be 4th down and about 6 for the Bonner Springs offense.
Gosh, what a nice tackle by Barrett. I mean, he had some help there, but he really, really broke down and just stayed square and wrapped up. So that brings up big 4th down. Looks like they're going to punt, so that was huge right there.
Their quarterback, Martin Guerra, is back to punt for the Braves, and back deep to return for Labette County is a pair of them, Kagan Bates and Nolan Nash, as the clock drips past 7 minutes in the first quarter. Guerra's punt goes high and spins backward.
Bonner Springs, number 3, Martin Guerra.
I like how we're covering punts now. I say now. No one's getting near the ball if they don't catch it.
The ball will be placed at the 32.
They're going to put the ball at the 32-yard line, which is where Labette County will start this offensive series. And they've only ran 2 offensive plays tonight. And they lead 14-0, maybe 3.
Us?
Mm-hmm.
That first drive we ran through, well, a handful, yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
I forget.
Yeah.
3, okay.
Okay. I don't know why in my mind I thought it was a little bit more than that, but yeah, I think you're right.
And then there was a kickoff return touchdown, but Bonner Springs was the returner, and Nolan Nash got a fumble and ran it back. So here's the Labette County offense again. Nolan Nash, why not? Jet sweep to the right. He's going to use his speed, get into the secondary, and midfield is where he's brought down. Boy, is he quick.
Yeah, the Grizzlies are sure playing with a bounce in their step, sprinting back to the huddle. You can just really see the confidence gaining here. And likewise, Bonner Springs kind of dragging. And, of course, when you've had a long year and only one win and you're on the road in playoffs and you're down 14, it's hard to keep that going, that discipline. So Bonner Springs going to have to dig really deep if they're going to want to stay in this game.
Bonner Springs, a 1-7 team coming in. We played Bonner Springs in basketball a couple years ago on the road. Here's a nice defensive stand by Bonner Springs right in the middle. And it's not a short drive up there kind of by Kansas City, if I remember correctly, at least not far from it, right in there. And so a 1-7 team traveling a little over 2 hours to play a pretty good Labette County team that's got a good group of seniors, finished 6-2. Sometimes a team can be beaten before they get here just mentally after kind of a long season.
Well, I noticed during warm-ups and whatnot, it just felt like they were a little flat over there at Bonner Springs bench. So anyway, so far things are going our way.
2nd and 10 for Labette County, 5.5 minutes to play, first quarter, and Deontay Fields is snuffed out after a short gain of 1. Multiple Braves there in on the effort.
Tackled by number 62, Kane Smith.
Brings up like a 3rd and 9, so we'll see what Coach dials up here, if Aaron will do a play-action pass or a screen maybe, or maybe that we talk so much about that quarterback draw he's so good at, so be excited to see what we do here.
Labette County's first true test of offensive ability here. They scored quite easily their first 2 touchdowns. One was on special teams. 3rd and 8, maybe a long 9. Wyrick's going to pass, and it's looking across the middle. Nolan Nash looking for his 3rd touchdown of the game, and he's going to get there. Touchdown, Labette County.
Wow, what a pretty play. Nolan ran a great route, was wide open, and Aaron threw a bullet, right on the money. Nolan does such a good job of catching the ball with his hands. He doesn't let it get to his chest. What a night he's having so far. Goodness.
You think about this Labette County team, or maybe you scout them, and you see a bunch of runs and successful runs, that is. But when we need to throw, and that's what gives me a lot of confidence as we advance into the playoffs in the month of November, is if we need to throw, we can.
Absolutely.
Aaron has been a great quarterback for us last couple years. And Nolan's kick is good. He's 3 for 3 tonight, both on touchdowns and point after attempts. 21-0 Grizzlies, 4.5 minutes first quarter. Back in a minute here on KLKC Sports.
Life is about movement, and the human body is like any high-performance machine. When miles add up, parts wear down, and that's when pain begins, and here's where it ends. At Labette Health, our nationally recognized orthopedic and sports medicine surgeons use advanced techniques to reduce recovery times and relieve pain for miles to come. Feel like new again at Labette Health in Parsons, Kansas. For more information, go to labettehealth.com.
Welcome back, Grizzly fans. We're live at Lucas Field here in Altamont, Kansas. Jack Leake III with you alongside cameraman Caleb McKee and my father, color commentator Jack Leake Jr. And the kind of flub, onside, squib, whatever hybrid kick by Nolan this time was kicked far too short, as there is no penalty, maybe because Bonner fielded it, but that ball did not go more than 10 yards. I'm going to guess because the Braves fell on it right away, there was no proof it wouldn't have bounced 10 yards. That's my guess, but either way, Bonner Springs will have it inside Grizzly territory for the first time tonight.
Yeah, interesting. I mean, I know obviously that wasn't it wasn't drawn up to go that short, but I like the mindset of Coach Argerbright, wanting to stay aggressive, wanting to kind of get this dagger going here and, hopefully get this in such a buried situation that we can get those starters out sooner rather than later in this game. I hate to start sounding arrogant, but we're setting up to be in such a good situation here by halftime potentially. And anyway.
The refs are talking about the precarious situation. Is the kick for Nash wasn't going to go 10 yards, and there you can see the White Hat did throw the penalty, illegal kick on the Grizzlies, and so that'll probably move the ball deeper into Grizzly territory as they step off the yardage due to the illegal kick, I would assume. And as we see the score here in the second quarter, Fort Scott trails Tonganoxie 6-0. And Lewisburg and Chanute, that's kind of the one you're looking at if you're a Grizzly fan, is Labette County, should they win tonight, is going to host the winner of that one. And I'm going to try to let the score bug pop back up on my iPad here. But I'm going to guess it's the first quarter, and it's Lewisburg 0, Chanute 0. Guerra whips one to the near side, and that was a pretty pass, caught for about 6 yards to the near side for Bridges McConnell.
Yeah, and once again, Bonner Springs won that first down, so it's second and about 4 or 5. And this is a big, big series. I keep saying that, but the Grizzlies are in the driver's seat right now, and if we give Bonner Springs any type of spark, sometimes that can just regenerate a team. So we really want to keep the foot on the pedal here as the defense for the Grizzlies and try to snuff this out.
Second down and 5 after a short kick by Nash that went so short there was a penalty. Bonner Springs has the opportunity to cut into this 3-possession Grizzly lead, and they might do it. A big-time run by Fungasha to the left, and he'll score it. So Bonner Springs, in a couple plays of their own, scores on a 36-yard touchdown run by Fungasha.
Yeah, that was a good play, and he's a big, strong runner and pretty quick too. So we'll see how how they respond after that. That was a good little series for them that kind of started with our special teams, kind of a flub there, put them in good field position right off the bat. So got a game here.
Couple whistles before they're getting set to kick.
Attempting the extra point, for Bonner Springs, number 88, Dominic Aguirre.
Dominic Aguirre, if you could hear Randy Blackwell, the public address announcer. Dominic Aguirre set to kick for Bonner Springs on the point after attempt. And it looks like it is the beginning of the second quarter in Chanute, Kansas. Lewisburg and the Blue Comets, that game still 0-0. Labette County will host the winner of that game next week should we be victorious tonight. Point after a kick is good by Aguirre, 21-7. Labette County in front. We'll keep it here and thank some sponsors for allowing our broadcast to take place. We have a good number of you watching on YouTube, and we thank you very much for choosing our broadcast. And I don't know if Bonner Springs brought a crew or not. I didn't go down to the other end of the press box, so we might have been your only option. So we might be muted on some TVs. We don't even know. They wouldn't have heard me say that even. So, but
surely not.
No. We would like to thank Labette Community College, Forbes Hoffman Funeral Homes, Clemens Insurance Agency, Labette Health, Woodworth Enterprises, Carson Wall Funeral Homes, Commercial Bank, Eye Care Associates of Parsons, Doctors Newland, Gilmore, and Ray, Labette Bank, the Bartlett Co-op, and Labette Center for Mental Health Services. We'll get to our other sponsors here momentarily. And, if you're Bonner Springs or a Braves fan listening in, you're sitting there maybe thinking, sure, you're a heavy underdog and Labette County is definitely dominated here early, but Labette County's up by 2 scores, and Bonner Springs has 2 turnovers. So if there's one positive that you're trying to snuff out in the half-full glass, it's the fact that you've turned it over twice, and that's how many scores you trail by.
Yeah, they've definitely had some things not go their way. The fumble on the kickoff return that looked like they were going to get a decent return on it. So, yeah, the Grizzlies really need to stay focused here. Sometimes when you jump up 3 scores like that, there can almost be a false sense of security a little bit. And we need to really dial in and stay focused and put together a really good possession here.
A high back-spinning kick is picked up after one bounce
Life
by
is about-
Deontay Fields, and Bonner Springs has struggled with tackling tonight, and they get him around the ankles at about the 35-yard line. So a long first quarter, because there's been 4 scores, 3 by Labette County, 1 by Bonner. Still 4 minutes left.
Yeah, it's been that's about as many points in one quarter as I've seen.
Yeah. They happened so quickly. Labette County scored within a minute and a half at least. 2 scores, actually, because the kickoff was fumbled and returned by Nolan Nash. Labette County's offensive line has been tremendous this season. What a good group of 5 that is down there. I know they have some guys that rotate as well. Here's Fields around the left side, navigating traffic, sending a Brave to the turf, and he finds his way into Braves territory at the 45.
Boy, that's how you own them right there. Ran around the corner and stiff-armed one of their guys to the ground. What a tough run right there. So let's kind of rinse and repeat and do that same stuff again. That was a great play.
The offensive linemen for Labette County are Lucas Hayward, Wyatt Kepley, Michael Reed, Parker Midget, and Bryson Dickens for the Grizzlies. Barrett Heston's lined up kind of as a tight end on the left side of the line here, but there is a timeout Braves before that snap can happen, called in by Coach Mays. We'll return here for a 1st down and 10 Grizzlies in Braves territory in just a moment.
Labette Community College is meeting the need for an increased demand in qualified radiographers. Our radiography students will train on the latest technology in a hospital simulation environment.
I wanted to be able to go into a career where I could help people. And if you're going to go into that field in this part of the 4-state area, LCC is the only place to come.
Tuition is nearly half the cost of universities. Scholarship and financial aid available for those who qualify. Text radiography to 620-293-6671 for more information or visit labette.edu.
I forget there's no commercials as we're live stream only tonight. I can't hear anything in my headset.
I wondered what was going on.
I'm sitting here waiting on the ads back at the station to finish, and there are no ads. So I'm glad Labette County didn't score on that play. I wasn't paying attention. But it was Fields on a short gain. 3 minutes and 10 seconds and counting here in the first quarter. That's kind of came to a screeching halt. A long first period here. Under center is Wyrick this time. Been a mixture for the Grizzlies. He'll fake a toss, and did you see the Brave backers bite on that fake, and he's going to get the first to the 35.
It's that little quick pitch counter we ran a few times last week. I hadn't seen it all year, I don't think, till the last week and maybe at Independence, but it's really been a great play for us, and you're right. When the quarterback rolls out reverse like that and does that pitch, it's linebacker, anyone with their eyes up steps that way. And then to quickly go the other way is just a really great counter.
Got a little bit of a score update here. Lewisburg just scored their first touchdown. It's now 7-0 against Chanute. And did Ottawa score?
Yes, Ottawa did score.
Ottawa's 7-0 against Lansing in the second quarter right now.
Those are the 2 games that are beneath Labette County in their respective bracket. Grizzlies are the 2 seed.
Number 33 on the tackle.
2nd down and 8 on a short run for the Grizzlies up the middle.
Number 53,
It's like Bonner Springs is doing a better job between the tackles, and we seem to be more effective off tackle or on the edge, but I like how we go back to that and keep penetrating the middle a little bit, kind of keep it softened up too.
Wyrick hands it off to Fields, runs into the back of his offensive lineman, Michael Reed, and then rallies ahead for a few after that. Third down and manageable for the Grizzlies with a minute 20 left in the everlasting gobstopper that is quarter number 1.
Yeah, we'll see kind of what Coach Argerbright's thinking here. There's a couple ways you can go. Obviously, we're going to go for it on 4th if we don't make it. So kind of curious here if he's going to let Aaron throw here or stay on the ground. So it's always kind of fun to watch the chess match play out.
There are 4 receivers in formation, 2 to the left of Wyrick and 2 to his right. Ball is right at the heart of the field. Coach Mays bends at the knees and watches anxiously. Wyrick's going to tuck it and run and get the first and lower the shoulder for a few more. 1st and 10 Grizzlies deeper into opposition territory.
I really like it. Spread them out both sides. Single back set, quarterback in shotgun position, and then just runs that draw. And Aaron's a good runner, made a good kind of a good cut move, and then ran over or through a player. So, and such a safe play too. I mean, passing can be safe, but there's so many more things that can go wrong on a throw-in play than a running play. So I like that.
You go from 4 receivers split out to no receivers split out. That's what's fun about this Grizzly offense is they can do multiple things, and they have multiple runners. Here's Tayton Claiborne up the middle, leads the team in tackles and gets carries out of kind of that T formation we've come to call it. 2nd down and 8. We even saw Barrett Heston get a couple carries last week, and one went for a touchdown. And it looks like we have hey, it's the end of the first quarter. I thought we were going to stay in the first quarter all evening. I was becoming accustomed, but that siren means the end of the first period here in Altamont. Labette County 21, Bonner Springs 7.
At Labette Community College, we're passionate about medicine and compassionate about people. Our highly trained instructors provide innovative career-specific education in the field of diagnostic medical sonography. Do you already have an associate or bachelor's degree in healthcare? Earn an additional certification in sonography. LCC offers a 12-month completely online program with a clinical component. In as little as 1 year, specialize in OB, abdomen, or vascular. For more information, text pound SONO to 620-293-6671 today. Apply online at labette.edu.
Second down and 8 for the Grizzlies. A fresh 12 minutes put on the scoreboard, signifying the beginning of the second quarter. Wyrick is going to fake 2 handoff. It's a PA boot. He's running with his head up, and he'll decide to tuck it, and he's swarmed by white Brave jerseys. And 3 different Braves in there on the effort. Kane Smith, he's had a few tackles tonight, and also Corey Williams.
He had somebody wide open. And when you're up here, it looks apparent, like how did he not see that? But when you're the guy running with the ball, you're looking at so many different things that what appears to be obvious from here, when you're in the throes of it, you see all and you hear all the confusion going on in front of you. It's not so easy.
3rd down and 4 for the Grizzlies. They keep it on the ground with Nash, who looks to get outside the tackles, uses his speed, cuts it in. What a nice move to cut it back inside, and he'll get more than enough for the first down conversion. I think it'll be 1st and goal for the Grizzlies, if not really close to down and goal to go.
Yeah, that was another nice run, and boy, we really seem to be having some luck on the edge against Bonner Springs. Always impressed, too, with how right-footed runners can run left. It's just harder to cut off your non-dominant leg, and Nolan did a great job right there, cutting back up.
He did get to the 7-yard line, and we'll see if they give it to Nolan. He has 3 touchdowns this evening. T formation for the Grizzlies. They go to Fields, and number 50 comes swarming in. Corey Williams had a tackle a second ago on Wyrick, and his presence was felt immediately. And Fields might have lost half a step, but he definitely didn't gain anything.
Yeah, here we go. We talk a lot about this, and it happens at all levels, college and pros. It's sometimes easier to get down to the 10 or 5 or 6 or 7. It's just a different game playing with the defense having the end zone to their back like this. So see what kind of creative play calls we make here to maybe get this punched in.
Under 10 minutes to play in the first half. Nolan Nash goes in motion on 2nd and goal from the 6. It's a play action bootleg. Looking for Nolan. Caught! His 4th touchdown of the night. 28-7, or soon to be, Labette County in front after the PAT. But how about Nolan Nash here tonight?
Yeah, and I can't tell you how important that touchdown and that drive. That was a good drive.
Yeah.
That took several plays, several minutes. We stayed patient. We finished it. We didn't get down on the 5-yard line and have something silly happen. Maintain discipline, and those are backbreakers right there, especially after Bonner Springs kind of got that one touchdown and kind of saw just a little bit of hustle happen in them. So that's a great series by Labette County.
Good snap and hold and kick as well. 28-7, Labette County with 9:40 to play in the first half. Nolan Nash with 4 touchdowns for the Grizzlies. I forget how each of them came. One was a fumble recovery that was ran back on a kickoff. That one was a pass. And what were the other 2? Do you gentlemen remember?
Well, it would have been the first one, wasn't that?
Was it rushing?
Yes.
And then another passing? Yes, one was a pass across the middle there. So he can do it all. Caleb, you have some score updates for us.
I have score updates. Right now, Miege is up 21-0 against Atchison. Tonganoxie is beating Fort Scott 12-0. Lewisburg is beating Chanute still 7-0. And Bueller is beating Independence 52-6, and that's in the 3rd quarter.
Did you say what quarter, or do you know what quarter the Chanute game was?
Yes, it's in the 2nd quarter right now.
Maybe
Sorry.
you said that. No,
yeah.
I think you did.
So Labette County is going to kick off. Nolan Nash has been a busy man tonight. As he kicks our point after attempts, he kicks the ball off after touchdowns or at the end of halves, and he scores touchdowns. He has 4 tonight. And Labette County leads Bonner Springs 28-7.
Yeah. Curious here what we're going to do on this kickoff. I do see a big hole right in front of the ball, 10 yards, but I don't think Arterbright will do that again. We'll see.
Then a couple flop shots, for lack of a better term, on the last couple kicks by Nolan, and this one is just penetrated deep, and it'll be fumbled at the 20 and now picked up. And he is in front of the defenders, and he is turning on the Jets. It's number 10, Ezekiel Gray, and he's inside the 20 and now harassed and brought down inside the 15. And hustling back and not giving up on the play, Ethan Cuddy was in there hustling back for Labette County on special teams. And Bonner Springs has been close to doing that a couple times, but they fumbled one of them earlier.
Yeah, gosh, those are just opportunities. I mean, I guess Bonner Springs isn't laying down. It's a state playoff game, and that's in the special teams are one of the cogs of the game. And look at this. Here they are, 1st and 10 on the 13 or 14, whatever. So maybe our defense can do something magical here.
1st down and 10 Braves indeed. Ball at the heart of the field, working right to left. They put it at the 13-yard line. Guerra under center with a wide out to his right and left, also a back, and they're going to fake to him and a pre-snap penalty. Did you see something happen?
I think Bonner Springs jumped the right guard maybe.
Indeed, it is a false start on the Braves, so that'll back them up after the monstrous return by Gray. And I find this kind of interesting. On Bonner Springs roster, and maybe this is a typo, I have no idea, but there's 3 players on here where it says their position, and every player has 2 positions listed, but there's 3 unique ones that say athlete/defensive back. And Ezekiel Gray, who returned that kickoff, under position, it says athlete/defensive back. So maybe that is a sign that Ezekiel Gray is an athlete. I don't know. Here's a rollout by Guerrera, and he's popped hard at the belt. Wow. Gain of 5 is what that's limited to. Who was in there on that blow? Was that Claiborne or Wyrick?
I couldn't tell. I think their right guard jumped again, though. I think the refs missed that one. But, yeah, that was a good hit. I just couldn't tell who stepped up. It was obviously one of our linebackers on that side.
Was Wyrick.
Brings up 2nd and 10, so another really big down here. It'd be awfully nice if we could just snuff this out.
8:43 to go, a little quicker paced second quarter, but the scoring could still be up there. Labette County's already scored once this second quarter, and Bonner Springs is 14 yards away from matching it. Guerra is going to keep it up the middle, and it's clogged by Labette County pretty quickly after a gain of 2. Multiple Grizzlies in there on the effort. They're going to give it to Keegan Stritsky, the tackle.
That was actually an option play, a speed option. The quarterback, I think, did the right thing. He turned it upfield, but he had a pitch back there too. So I watched them during warm-ups, and they showed the option several times, so I've been kind of looking for it.
It's a really pretty night here in Altamont. A beautiful day after kind of a week filled with rain and real cold wind. Beautiful night for football here. Guerra's going to drop straight back, look to the right, pretty play. It's caught, quickly tackled by Kagan Bates, but enough for a first down to the 4-yard line. As he hung in there and took a blow, did Guerra, but got the ball out to number 7. Number 12, Bridges McConnell on the catch. And so 1st and goal, Braves.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, they've proven they got some athletes, and
they do.
If you don't wrap up and tackle, they're gonna really sting you with it. So, we'll see here. The Grizzlies have had some pretty good defensive stands on the goal line, so kind of cross your fingers and hope for one more here.
Guerra under center is going to fake it, pitch it backwards. Not sure about that play call for Bonner Springs. And Kagan Bates leg sweeps Ezekiel Gray, the athlete who returned the kickoff earlier, and he's going to lose about 5 yards maybe as they had 1st and goal inside the 5 and throw a backwards toss. Kind of risky, but at least on 1st and 2nd down, you'd think they'd just try to punch that thing.
I'm not sure if that wasn't a busted play.
Okay.
I couldn't tell, but it looked a little clumsy off the get-go, and the quarterback just kind of did an option flick back. So a little confusion there, to our advantage. So let's see if we can capitalize on that right here.
2nd and goal, ball goes back to the 8-yard line. Handoff up the gut goes to big number 5, Leonard Fungasha, who scored earlier on a big run of about 35 yards. And it'll be 3rd and goal from about the 8-yard line.
Yeah. That's, if anything could be a super lift, it would be this right here. If we could hold them 2 more times and get the ball back. You talk about deflating for Bonner Springs. So come on, defense. Just really rev up here and kind of buckle up and tighten down here and don't give them anything.
Forward progress got Fungasha to about the 6-yard line. So Bonner has 2 plays to get 6 yards to make it a 2-score game. As of right now, it sits 28-7. Labette County with 5:40 left in the half. Guerra is going to drop straight back. Do I hear whistles? I do. White Hat waving his hands in the air. And timeout Labette County right before the snap. Coach Argabright elects to burn his first charge timeout of the half. We'll keep it here and thank the rest of our sponsors for allowing our broadcast to take place tonight. We would like to thank Olson's Ace Hardware, the Corner Store, Unified School District of USD 506, Idea Tech, Tank Connection, Community National Bank, and Wood Insurance Center for making our broadcast possible. I'm Jack Leake III alongside Caleb McKee and my father, Jack Leake Jr. And we would also like to shout out Elm Haven Nursing Home and Woodridge Estates and SEK Orthopedics, Doctors Mosier and Meister. Labette County leads Bonner 28-7 with 5:40 left in the first half here in Altamont, Kansas. It's 3rd and goal for the Braves at the Labette County 6-yard line.
We'll see kind of what Bonner Springs dials up here. They were obviously going to throw the ball that time, so I don't see why they wouldn't stay with that play call. Curious to what Coach Argerbright had to tell his defense, but really need our line to get in the backfield quick and disrupt this.
Guerra collects it chest high, looks right on a little out route, and he slipped and fell. No interference. As from what I could tell, the intended target, number 9, James McConico, slipped and fell when he ran his route at the goal line. He was going to be there if it planted properly his foot, but it did not. 4th and goal from the 6.
Yeah, gosh, here we go. Big play here. This could either team, if they score, what a lift for them. If we hold them, that's a major boost for us. So lots lies right here on this play.
They are going to line up for a field goal, actually.
Shocked. I don't know if I trust it.
From the 6-yard line, that's about a 21-yard field goal or so, maybe a little more. Snap is good, hold is good, and the kick is good as well. So you don't see that all the time, but a pretty nice kick there by Dominic Aguirre. And with 5.5 left in the half, it's Labette County 28 and Bonner Springs 10. So there you go. They elect to go for the chip shot, and they nail it. Let's return here in about a minute with the Grizzly offense.
Discover what you've been missing in Parsons, Kansas. Curious Minds Discovery Zone, a children's museum that inspires a love of learning, with hands-on exhibits for all ages to imagine, create, learn, and discover. Kids enjoy looking through microscopes, building on our magnetic ball run wall, creative play in our doctor's office or grocery store, and lots more. Discover, explore, Parsons, Kansas.
Dominic Aguirre is set to kick off. For Bonner Springs, Aguirre just made about a 21, 23-yard field goal to make it 28-10 in favor of Labette County still, with 5:28 left in the first half here in Lucas Field. And he's a nice kicker. He'll squib this one intentionally. That pops into Claiborne's grasp at the 35, and Tayton will get to about the 38-yard line, met quickly by a host of Braves. The main initiator was Jerron Payne. And so here comes the Labette County offense. In the perfect world, there'd be no time on the clock as Labette County punches it in for 6 here in 5 minutes or so. But we'll see if that plays out with 5:23 left in the first half.
I like how Tayton runs the ball. He did a good job there on that kickoff. Just caught it and just ran right at him. I mean, nothing super flashy, just a hard run. And a lot of times on the kickoff return, that's really what you need to do. You can sometimes over zigzag things. He just took it downhill.
Handoff to Deontay Fields, sheds a tackler around his shoelaces, and then burrows forward for a gain of 5.
Nice little run there, and again, same old playbook here we talk about, but I like getting 4 or 5 yards on first down. That's just a really big help. So 2nd down and 5 is a good spot.
Coaching staff for Labette County, again, head coach Bradley Argerbright, assisted by David Brown, Travis Hurley, Tanner Russell, Mikey Hayward, Silas Stone, and Ryan Page. What a nice group that is, and what a nice group of players they have to work with this year. Fields again to the left, drags guys forward, and he's going to be a half-yard short of that first down. 3rd down and inches for the Grizzlies near midfield. 4:30 left in the half. They're using all the time, or the play clock that is, before they snap it, trying to get that clock to run down.
Yeah, that was a nice push there by our O-line, a good run behind him by Deontay. So got 3rd and a half a yard here. They'll either do something to pick up a yard or 2, or who knows, coach might fake the handoff and throw this thing 30 yards.
3rd and half a yard. They go quarterback sneak, and Wyrick is going to get more than enough yardage into Bonner Springs territory near the 46-yard line. And a couple guys slow to get up, or maybe just hard to get up given the entanglement of the pile. And it looks like that's the case. No injuries. 1st and 10 Grizzlies at the Bonner 46, under 4 minutes and melting away.
That quarterback sneak for us has been so effective. I mean, that's almost always a yard or two play, but goodness, Aaron's picked up 6, 7, 8 yards on that. So credit our midget there as our center and just the inside guards, and Aaron's running.
Camden good on the field at wideout here, but they go to Fields. He'll gain 1 or so. Last week was fun for Labette County on this field. They played host to the Blue Comets of Chanute and captured a senior night victory as well as co-champions in the SEK League. And, we have a injured Brave there near midfield, asking for help up by the White Hat. Injured on the play or slow to get up maybe, hopefully. Looks to be all right now is number 55, Devin Fleischer. And he will walk off under his own power, but it looks like both teams will take kind of a brief timeout due to the injured player, and now the White Hats asking him to get back on the field. But yeah, last week was a lot of fun, and it was a wet, rainy week last week too, and or the day of the game, and afterwards a few of the Labette County players kind of did, what's that called? A slip and slide. They kind of made their own slip and slide on the sideline and slid through the mud, and they were just coated in mud after the game. So it was kind of been a fun season for Labette County and a fun, memorable night for those guys last Friday here at home. Yeah. Here's the 2nd down and 8 play. An end around goes to Nolan Nash. He's been a threat tonight, gains a handful with 250 and counting in the first half.
Yeah, I got to credit Bonner Springs defensive end right there. He stayed home, stayed disciplined. He contained. Your job as defensive end is to not let the play get outside of you, and he turned that play back upfield. So had we broken containment, we would have picked up another 6, 8 yards, I'm confident. So anyway, I really noticed that out of that defensive end.
3rd down and a long 4. Wyrick in the gun this time with 2 wideouts to his left. They go back to Nolan. He'll get the first, and a flag flies near the Brave sideline by that official, and it's a hold on Labette County, I believe,
probably,
if I'm not mistaken. I could see his signal, and here comes the official one, and it is a hold on the Grizzlies. So the 1st down conversion is negated, and it'll be 3rd down and a little longer for us here on the upcoming play with 2:12 left in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, I know those things happen, but how devastating are penalties. Goes from a 1st and 10 to 3rd and 11.
A good home crowd here tonight, as hopefully we say that a couple more times. If Labette County wins, they should play host. And Wyrick is going to go down here on a sack, his first sack tonight. And really, he's done a nice job of evading sacks all year.
Yeah, and he did a good job there. He tried to step up, had his eyes downfield. That's when a quarterback has to feel pressure. You don't always see it. But I appreciate the fact that he didn't try to force a throw just to get it out of his hands. I mean, of course, you don't always want sacks, but you also don't want interceptions. So, let's just say good penetration there by Bonner Springs and probably some good coverage downfield. No one was open, and therefore you get a quarterback sack, which brings up 4th and about 14. And we'll see kind of what Coach Argerbright's thinking here.
With 1:15 left. And it looks like Coach Argerbright called a timeout right as the play clock hit 1 second to try to do 2 things, give himself some time to make a decision, and also wanting that clock to be as low as possible so the Braves maybe don't have enough time to score. We'll see if he elects to go for it or punt on 4th and 14 when we return after this on KLKC Sports.
Discover what you...
In 2003, Tank Connection founders envisioned a Southeast Kansas-based company dedicated to innovating voltage storage tanks, offering superior products and services through a customer-focused team. 2 decades later, and products in 64 countries and on 6 continents, this vision endures. Tank Connection employee owners are dedicated to a future where their shared purpose brings empowered realities to as many lives as possible.
Labette County on to punt the ball away. Probably the smart decision by Coach Argabright, given the fact that Bonner kind of settled into the game a little bit on offense. Camden Good on to punt. Pretty punt by Camden. And it takes a Grizzly bounce near the 20-yard line and then trickles out of bounds right around that area. So a nice job by Camden Good and the fellow special teams crew on that effort. And so Bonner has to go about 85 yards or so in a minute to get a little closer to our Grizzlies' 18-point lead.
Yeah, that was a great punt, and man, I've been thinking more and more about special teams. Bonner Springs has won the special teams battle. We've won pretty much everything else, but you think about the almost run back they had where they fumbled, and if you just kind of think back briefly, I'm thankful that punt didn't catch it. I imagine one of those two deep backs catching punts by his name on that roster says athlete. So I'm just saying, in open space, those guys are hard to get a hold of.
We'll see if Bonner tries to go down and score. You'd have to imagine. I mean, why not? Guerra is going to hand it off up the middle, and it goes for no yardage, so they very well may be content as Wyatt Kepley pops up emphatically from the tackle. Well, maybe not. Timeout, Coach Mays, as you know, hey, coming in as the 15 seed, had a 1-7 season. Feel like you can scrounge together some momentum. Why would you not try to go score in the final 54 seconds? And if you throw a pick six, you throw a pick six. But I mean, I know I'd just try to go score.
Well, yeah, it's kind of the mentality of what do you have to lose kind of a thing. So, yeah, that was interesting that they would run that kind of that little dive give and then call timeout. We'll see here, though.
A couple halftime scores. Chanute still trails Lewisburg 14-0 at the halftime break. And Ottawa leads Lansing 14-0 at halftime. And the Independence and Buhler score is final. Buhler is the victor in that one, so a SEK team falls from the playoff bracket. What was the final on that? I know Independence scored a few points in the second half. It looks like 52-22 Buhler over Independence was the final score.
So that must have been a running clock for, that game's over.
Yeah, and there's a chance they started earlier because I got a score update from fellow KLKC employee A.J. Kohler quite early in the evening. And here's a strip sack, and it's going to be picked up by Michael Reed. And I kind of spoke that into life, my written apologies to Coach Mays. But who was in there on that strip, gentlemen, did you see?
It was probably Wyatt Kepley, taking a wild guess. He's always in it somehow.
It might be a guess, but I don't know if it's a wild one. That seemed like a Wyatt Kepley play, but Michael Reed came up with the loose ball. And my seemingly harmless advice for Bonner Springs turned into a nightmare. And now Labette County does have the ball with plenty of time, 45 seconds, and 1st and 10 on the Braves' 13-yard line.
I thought I saw the white hat wind the clock. I'm thinking, why would he do that? But, of course, they didn't start it, so this would be huge if the Grizzlies could put this in the end zone.
Wyrick bleeds out. Play action boot, throw into the corner of the end zone. It is hanging, tipped, incomplete. Looking in the corner as I lean near the window, looking like he was going for Barrett Heston on the near side, and it fell incomplete.
Yeah, I couldn't tell. This is a really bad angle for where we're setting for me to see the end zone even, but I like that kind of a flood pattern. We had 2 or 3 receivers, kind of running the same route, but 4 yards different in depth, and that ball might have floated just a little bit maybe, but that's okay. I like, we're going for it. We're all spread out here, 2nd down and goal.
Whistles and stoppage of play. Bonner Springs takes their final timeout of the half. Caleb is looking back at the live stream replay to try to see if we accredited Wyatt Kepley properly on that strip that ended up being picked up by Michael Reed for the Labette County defense a little bit ago. Caleb, any intel on the Kepley guess?
You know, sometimes guessing can be good, sometimes it can be bad. If Wyatt Kepley is mentioned in guessing, it's going to be right. It was Wyatt Kepley.
It was Wyatt Kepley. What a great guess. I wasn't sure where you were going with that profound revelation, but I like it.
Nailed it, yes.
The direction of instructor DJ Walker. We hope you can come out for this great show again.
Bonner makes their way defensively back onto the field. They've stiffened up. They've played a lot better. They turned it over twice early, and Labette County capitalized. Bonner has a 21-yard field goal. It's 28-10 Grizzlies. And so Labette County could use another score going into half. Wyrick looks right. It's bobbled, caught, leaning in, and scoring for Labette County is Barrett Heston. As somebody other than Nolan Nash scored a touchdown tonight, as Labette County, Dad, I'm sure you probably were going to say this, I don't know, had 3 receivers to the left, and Barrett was the only one to the right, and Aaron looked left and then turned to the single receiver.
Yeah, it's amazing what the little subtleties can do, because safeties are keying on the quarterback's first move and his eyes, and a pump fake or look in one direction can really develop a tendency out of the free safeties and safeties. So all those little things matter.
Extra point kick is good by Nolan Nash. It's Grizzlies 35, Braves 10 with 32 seconds left in the first half. Things are looking pretty good for Labette County, albeit a few plays that I'm sure they aren't completely pleased with, but that's going to happen over the course of a game. Let's go ahead and step aside for a quick break here on KLKC Sports.
Hi, I'm Shelby, one of the pharmacists at Bowen Pharmacy. Not only do we keep you up to date on your COVID and flu vaccines, but we also offer pneumonia, shingles, hepatitis, meningitis, tetanus, and whooping cough vaccines. Based on the latest CDC guidelines, we can recommend the vaccines to keep you and your family healthy. Thank you for always choosing Bowen Pharmacy. We're here today and we'll be here tomorrow.
Nolan Nash set to kick the ball off, and it's a little squib that was caught by Bonner, fumbled by Bonner, and Labette County claims they have possession. They do. Falling on the football for Labette County's number 44, Ethan Cuddy, who had a touchdown-saving tackle earlier, and the low squib by Nolan was attempted to be caught by Bonner right off the jump, and he dropped it, and then his teammate dropped it.
Yeah, it's making more and more sense to me what Argerbright's thinking here. Is you kick it deep, you're kicking it to their studs. And so a couple of ours that appeared to be onside kicks, I don't think they were meant to be. We're just wanting to get it to those grunts up front, hope they fumble. So that's a really smart play.
Grunts. Wyrick's going to roll out left, square his shoulders. Sidearm pass was perfect.
Gosh.
Incomplete, though, out in front of Nolan Nash.
Looked like Patrick Mahomes. He really was kind of a neat move, and that side twitch pass, and was almost right on the money.
Who's that announcer that does Sunday Night Football?
Mike Tirico and Chris Collinsworth.
Chris Collinsworth.
They are so good.
Had a little bit of Chris Collinsworth right there, and that's kind of what you see out of Patrick Mahomes.
He does say that a lot, doesn't he?
Every time.
You guys remember Howard Cosell on Monday Night Football?
Oh, yeah.
No.
No, I don't. Wyrick's going to drop straight back with 18 seconds on the clock. Unleash one for the end zone. Overthrown Nolan Nash by about 4 yards. Wyrick took a hit when he unleashed it. But, man, we're there. It is there. In there on the pressure was number 50, Corey Williams. He's been everywhere for them defensively.
Yeah, gosh, this is fun right now. We kind of got to, not kind of got to, when they fumbled here and we scored, I didn't expect that just a few minutes ago when we picked that score up. And now here we have kind of an opportunity, kind of having fun with it, airing it out. So these last minute or minute and a half have been a whole different storybook than I thought it was going to be. I thought we were just going to go in halftime, 28-10. lots has happened.
3rd and 10 for Labette County. More importantly, though, it's almost the end of half. Wyrick hit again, throws up a deep rainbow that is tipped by Bonner but out of bounds. And so with 7 seconds on the clock, it's 4th and 10. Labette County might have one more opportunity. And Coach Argabright walking alongside junior Nolan Nash, who has 4 touchdowns tonight. And now Wyrick comes over to join the summit meeting next to his head coach. We'll see what they elect to do here. 25 seconds until they have to snap it. He does have 1 timeout remaining.
Yeah, we can either kneel on this, or rather than bomb it, he might throw a little screen and just, okay, we're setting up to.
Labette County is going to punt it. Camden Good, the punter, at the 45-yard line. Whistles before the snap, and timeout, Coach Argabright. So each coach for each team has used up all 3 timeouts here in this pretty elongated first half for what it felt like it was going to be after Labette County scored pretty easily to start the game. So we'll see. I don't know if he was trying to get them to jump and get a little closer, or have to imagine maybe he'll try to go for the end zone after this timeout. If they were going to punt, you'd figure they would just punt there.
Yeah, that's
as Aaron Wyrick is in this huddle here coming out of the timeout.
Really interesting and clever strategy. I mean, Coach Argabright's really a deep thinker on the offensive side. So
I wouldn't mind another shot, because those 2 those 3 tries were close to being successful.
Yeah, you get Nolan or Barrett or really any of our receivers where it's a jump ball situation, it's more than a 50-50 ball for us to come down with it. So, yeah, there's definitely a chance. And I guess if there's a defensive pass interference, it doesn't take you all the way down to the end zone, but I think it gives you one more shot from 10 yards closer.
So out of the timeout, Labette County is not in punt formation. Wyrick's in the gun with only 1 wideout. It's Kagan Bates to his right. He's going to roll straight that way. Wyrick's going to look deep, pressured, unloads, looking deep. It's going to land about the 5, and it is tipped and incomplete. Kagan Bates had 3 Braves blanketing him, but I respect the attempt by Coach Argabright. Why would you not take it? At halftime, it's Labette County 35, Bonner Springs 10. We're going to take an extended halftime break, and then we'll come back with the Eye Care Associates of Parsons halftime show. Stick with us.
I think everyone did a fine job with Halloween costuming tonight. Good job, band. Good job, cheer squad, and the dance team. And now we invite all of our future Grizzlies to come down and sit on the track, which we have done for a special Halloween-themed halftime show. Tonight, the band will be performing. The band is under the direction of instructor Megan Gabehart. The director on the field tonight is drum major Michaela Lee. Tonight, the band will be performing Thriller featuring the LCHS dance team, Ghostbusters featuring the LCHS cheer team, and I Want Candy featuring the LCHS color guard with a trumpet solo by Isabel Gabehart. Again, I want to mention the band is under the student direction of drum major Michaela Lee. Great job, band. Let's give the band a big round of applause. Great job on Halloween night.
All right, thanks for hanging with us, Grizzly fans. This is the Eye Care Associates of Parsons halftime show brought to you by Doctors Newland, Gilmore, and Ray. Just a couple minutes before the second half begins here at Lucas Field. Labette County leads Bonner Springs 35-10 at the halftime break, and kind of the story of that first half was a couple different things. Nolan Nash had 4 of the 5 Labette County touchdowns, and Bonner Springs fumbled the football 4 times, maybe 3-4 times, and that hurt them, especially in special teams, and a fumbled toss to start the game. And so kind of a combination of a couple things. Stretches for both teams were positive, but mainly Labette County with a 25-point lead at half.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, those turnovers have been devastating for Bonner Springs. Now, granted, a lot of times when you're a 1-7 team, it's discipline issues, it's fumbles, it's all sorts of it's all that stuff that's kind of folded into that. So, you know, that's probably a snapshot of the kind of season they've had. Those things seem to follow a team that's 1-7. So I say that for this reason, because Bonner Springs has some athletic kids and has shown some flashes of really good, potential. So we caught a really good, I hate to say break, we created a really good break there late in the second quarter, right before halftime, and that fumble allowing us to score. So that was such a big deal. And I think the Grizzlies will get the kickoff here, if I remember correctly. So this would be a really great statement if we could put together a good drive and score one more time right off the bat.
Labette County will receive to start the game, or I'm sorry, start the second half. It's still Lewisburg 14, Chanute 0 with about 5 minutes left in the third quarter at Chanute. Labette County will host the winner of that game. Again, feel like I have to say this. Should Labette County go on to win this game tonight. And it's been interesting because normally this would just be any old kickoff. But special teams has been probably the most exciting part of this game for both parties.
Yeah, there's been a lot of pivotal things happen for sure. So, and I am curious just how aggressive. I don't think they have to hit panic mode yet, but they're down 35-10. If Bonner Springs is going to boot this one or try to do something cute. Yep.
As they are going to kick kind of a high flopper that is tipped by Hoppus and I think caught by Labette County. Mason Hoppus tipped it with his right paw and then falling on it for Labette County. I lost my roster. Who stole my roster?
You know, you see that onside kick more and more lately, that little blooper. Forever, the onside kick was just kind of a pull. You know, you just try to dribble it 10 yards and maybe hope it takes kind of a big hop and you get a hit on the player. But that's a different style of onside kick.
Reagan Ross was the one that went up and caught that ball and brought it down.
So Caleb steals my roster and then steals my thunder by saying who recovered the fumble.
Yes, sir.
Good move, Caleb. I respect it. 1st and 10, Labette County to start the third quarter. Fields up the middle. He's going to keep going and try to bust free. Gains 11 around his ankles for Bonner Springs. A perhaps touchdown-saving tackle by Spencer Meese.
Yeah, what a nice run there. And he was in the weeds the whole time. It was kind of hard to pick him out. There was just bodies everywhere, and he just kept going. So some real smart, patient running there by Deontay Fields.
1st down and 10, Labette County. Always nice whenever a first down carry goes for a first down. Here's a toss play to Deontay. Left side wrapped high and goes down for no gain. He's hard to bring to the ground, but doing a nice job there for Bonner Springs was their front five as another Brave is down and now pops to his feet.
I've noticed that defensive end on that side for Bonner Springs is a good player. That's the 2nd or 3rd time. I mentioned this earlier. I think it was a reverse or something. We ran that way, and he stayed disciplined. He stayed home, and he turned the play back inside. He did that again. On that quick pitch, that defensive end loses any containment, and we can pour the Jets on. That's trouble for them. So he did a nice job right there.
2nd down and 10, Grizzlies. just the start of the third quarter if you're joining us. Nolan Nash is going to try to use his patience and speed to do something here, and it's going to get him a first down. It was a run to the right. Nothing was there. Reversed course and gained 11.
Yeah, that looked like disaster. I mean, he was at a stalemate standstill 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage and took it back the other way and made a couple of really good moves. And what a great run. First and 10.
Bonner Springs would be first and 10 Grizzlies.
Bonner Springs, there was a very small window in that first half where you kind of began to wonder in the back of your mind if they were going to threaten to make this a close game. And we'll uncover how that went down in a second. Here's Kagan Bates up the middle. But towards the end of the first half, or kind of through the end of that second quarter, it felt like Bonner had a chance. It was 28-10. They had the ball with a minute left, and, you know, make it 28-17 if you can, and then they fumble on a Wyatt Kepley strip sack recovered by Michael Reed, and Labette County scores. So if you want to guess that Bonner would score so it sounds cooler, it was a 14-point flip in Labette County's advantage, potentially, going into halftime. So Bonner had their spurts, so don't be mistaken if you just glance at the score. Wyrick fakes the toss this time, and Aaron's going to tuck it and run to the right and spun to the ground by, I believe that was Corey Williams again on the tackle.
Number 62 on that.
Yeah, there's that little fake pitch counter again, and of course that's always more effective after you've run some successful sweep plays. And so the defense is kind of keen on that, so really good job of play calling, keeping the defense guessing.
Late in the third quarter, the Blue Comets scored their first touchdown. It's 14-6 Lewisburg. Chanute missed the point after. 9 minutes to play in this game, though, and here's Aaron Wyrick on a quarterback sneak, and it'll go for a few inside the red zone to the 17-yard line. Labette County leaning on that ground game again. As, you know, we talked about at the end of the Chanute game last week how exciting it is this season in the sense that there isn't that, at least for a while, just that monstrosity of an opponent waiting on us to ruin our season. We've played Miege multiple times in the playoffs, and they're just a powerhouse. The road for Labette County to sub-state is that of Lewisburg or Chanute and maybe Ottawa, the 3 seed. And here's Kagan Bates for a first down inside the 10. He lost the ball late, but the ref says he's down. But that's what makes me even more excited calling this game tonight and maybe the one next week, is just that the path is what it should be.
Yeah. Well, and I don't care what level. You can talk pro football, college basketball, going through the big tournament of 64 or whatever. Your path there matters.
Oh, yeah.
And I know that the old philosophy, well, you got to play the best or beat the best to win them all, that type thing. But, yeah, if you can get a good draw and feel like your path is a little smoother, yeah, that's definitely in your favor.
Pre-snap penalty on third down and inches for the Grizzlies. They actually marked Bates short, but there's a neutral zone infraction on Bonner Springs. As I guess I was wrong, Chanute made the extra point. It's actually 14-7 Lewisburg, and Chanute has the ball back with 2 minutes left in the third quarter. So here's Labette County. Well, let's see, is it inside the 5? It is. So first and goal on the 5-yard line, a handoff to the left side, and down at the 1-yard line for the Grizzlies is Nolan Nash looking for touchdown number 5 of the evening, and an injured Grizzly is down near the line of scrimmage. Never want to see that.
Yeah, it's one of our linemen. He's getting up.
In quite a bit of pain. Yeah, I was going to say, our public address announcer, Randy Blackwell, beat me to it. Wyatt Kepley is limping pretty good off the field, but I'll tell you this, I know Wyatt pretty well personally. That is a tough, with a capital T, kid. He's tough. So we'll see. Hoppus is going to run in, Mason Hoppus for him. Don't want to see that. We've got good players everywhere. Don't want to see any of them go down.
Yeah, that's 100% there. So hopefully that was just a cramp or something. It's hard telling so far.
He's going to get tended to by Coach Stone and Mikey Hayward on the bench down here. And meanwhile, his team is pounding it into the end zone. Michael Reed in that special package pounds it in, and Labette County goes up 41-10.
Gosh, what a nice drive there. That's the way to start the second half. Just continue to put together a complete game like we did last week and just keep this momentum going. I really feel like this team's peaking when you want them to be peaking. We've gotten a little bit better every game. Feel like we had a setback of sorts at Independence, but boy, since then we have really responded and played well.
That was Michael Reed's third rushing touchdown of the season. All of them came kind of inside that 4 to 3 yard line area. And Nolan Nash splits the uprights and makes it Labette County 42, Bonner Springs 10. 7 minutes to play in the third quarter. We'll return after this on KLKC Sports.
Here's a bright idea. Make sure you put your pants on before leaving the house. Sure, it seems simple, but sometimes simple doesn't happen. At IdeaTech, we think it's simple to have real people who live in Kansas helping customers. We understand that not everyone in our industry agrees, but then again, not everyone puts on pants before they leave the house. We think it's important to get the simple things right. Putting our pants on and providing local customer service. Another bright idea from IdeaTech.
Seven minutes to play in quarter number 3. Labette County with a 5-minute drive to open up the second half that resulted in 7 points. Nolan Nash is perfect, 6 for 6 on point after kicks after our scores this evening, and he has 4 of those 6 touchdowns. Here's a little squibber, a kickoff that is fallen upon at the 40 for the Braves, and Labette County claiming it was fumbled again, but I can't imagine that ball was fumbled unless there was absolutely no control there by the Brave. It looked like he sure fell on it.
Well,
I think
talking about
I know. I think this is Bonner's ball, though. And they are going to give it to Bonner.
Yeah.
As the way that they fell on it, it almost couldn't have been a fumble unless he just never had control. But it'll be Brave football.
Yeah, I really like and we've done this all year. I mean, I know teams watch other teams, but we have really paid really good attention on our special teams films to players to avoid kicking balls to and where to go. I mean, it's obvious our philosophy is to get that ball squibbed in the first 10, 15, 20 yards, and it's really paid off, keeping that ball out of the hands of those real quick runners down deep.
Braves up the middle, and not much going there for their lead back up the middle. Man, Keegan Stritsky's had a couple nice plays tonight in the trenches, as he was one of the tacklers there on that one. That was a loss of 1 on the play with 6:40 left in the third quarter. Just a lot of good players in the on the offensive and defensive line for Labette County, and that's so vital if you're going to go deep in the playoffs.
Yeah, and we've said this before. There's really no hole. I don't know where you attack us. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, we're pretty solid everywhere, and we're great in some spots too. So it's really a fun season.
Quarterback is pressured. The pass is tipped and nearly intercepted by Aaron Wyrick. What a heads-up play by our quarterback and linebacker. And the pressure was placed upon Guerra by Stritsky and Reed. Both levels of defense doing good things right there.
Yeah, that's right. That's where both sides. I mean, the line was pressuring, and the D-backs and linebackers dropped back where they belonged. So, yeah, just really high football IQ being played by our defense here right now. Everyone's where they need to is where they belong.
Third down and 10 for the Braves. In the gun is Guerra with a back behind him. He'll drop straight back. Pressured from both sides, steps up out of it. There's a flag down in the backfield. He's tackled by Aaron Wyrick for a short gain, and a flag in the backfield awaits.
Probably a hold, yeah.
It is on Bonner.
Gosh, what a great open field tackle by Aaron.
He's such a good tackler.
That quarterback's quick, and it was wide open, mano-y-mano, you know. It was me versus you, and he broke down and just really made a good stick.
Coach Argabright declines the penalty to make it 4th down and 7 for the Braves with 6 minutes to play in the third period. As him and Coach Ryan Page have a discussion on this side of the 40. Talking a couple things over as Bonner Springs is set to punt it away right to left to our duo of Nolan Nash and Kagan Bates back near the 20-yard line. The field here at Lucas Field recovered quite well after the beating it took last Friday night. Mason Hoppus nearly blocks this punt, and it is going to come to a stop at the 34-yard line. But boy, it was wet last Friday night here on the field, and I thought maybe the field would look more bruised than it does. You can certainly see some areas where it took some chunks last week, but looks pretty good.
Yeah, the ground was so dry. It really drank up most of that rain. I know that night it looked kind of splashing around or whatnot, but it just needed a night, and it drank it right up. So I think the field's in really good shape, actually.
Chanute has taken a 16-14 lead on Lewisburg to start the fourth quarter in that one. Meanwhile, Labette County has a 1st and 10. Here's Barrett Heston. He's quick and big-bodied, bounces off 1 and leans forward for 9, maybe 10. They'll give him 9. But, yeah, we were talking earlier about Barrett's touchdown run last week, and he hasn't been a part of that running back committee, at least that comes to my mind. It's been Nolan, Kagan, Deontay, and Tayton Claiborne.
Yeah.
But Barrett Heston is fast and big.
Yeah. And that was a strong run. He ran aggressive right there downhill and, you know, kind of ran with an attitude a little bit. So, gosh, that's good to see, too. We can really hurt you with a lot of people right now.
Second down and inches for Labette County with 4:45 left in the third quarter. Some congestion in the backfield, and down goes Bates on kind of the delayed, sloppy handoff exchange in the backfield.
Yeah.
Third down and about 3.
Snap was a little high. Oh, here we go now.
Flag after the play. And we'll see who it's on. Usually that's going to be an unsportsmanlike or something like that.
Yeah, I saw some chippy stuff going on. I don't know who they're going to call this on, but hopefully this game doesn't turn out to be this for the next quarter and a half.
Refs are talking it over there, and we're going to get the call here in a second. Unsportsmanlike. Taunting on Bonner, so a 3rd and 3 that they enforced upon us is going to be popped forward, and it should go into Bonner's territory for a 1st down and 10 for the Labette County offense with 4.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Yep, and that will take it to the 45-yard line.
Yeah, I've seen this Bonner Springs team. It's a team with some athletes and some potential, but they have really self-destructed in so many different ways tonight. I'm curious if that's kind of been the MO for them this season.
Bonner 1-7, Labette County 6-2 in the regular season. Grizzlies the 2 seed in the East. Bonner the 15 seed. Deontay Fields with a lot of fields in front of him. He's going to turn the corner and turn on the Jets. Touchdown Grizzlies. Deontay Fields, 44-yarder.
And gosh, who was just down here low that made a great block, and he was smart enough not to get a hold. That's hard to block when it's just you and another guy out in space, but he just disrupted that tackler enough, and Deontay, yeah, poured it on.
Fields has been so good this year. Jamal Jackson injured his knee late in the summer. Might have even been Well, I don't know if practice had started yet or not. That's besides the point. But Fields had to step in place of one of the best backs in the state and has done a fine job. Here's Nolan Nash. He's been busy, and he'll make this one as well. That's impressive. I mean, Nolan's 7 for 7. That's not easy. And it's 49-10 Grizzlies with 4 minutes left in the third. The Grizzlies can smell regionals, which would be here next Friday against the winner of Chanute and Lewisburg. Still a quarter and about a half to go. We'll be back in about a minute.
My name is Bria, and I'm a pharmacist at Bowen Pharmacy. I'm here today to tell you about one of our patient programs, Meds to Beds. Bowen Pharmacy South is located in the medical office building at Labette Health. Our staff works closely with the doctors, nurses, and social care workers to ensure that your transition out of the hospital is an easier and more convenient experience for you and your loved ones. If you are having inpatient or outpatient surgery, we will get your medications directly from your doctor and deliver them right to your hospital bed. If you are having a baby, we will get your medications or anything else that you may need to get your family home without the hassle of making several stops along the way. Whether you're here for a few hours or a few days, we are here at Bowen Pharmacy and Bowen Pharmacy South to help get you well without any interruption in transition of care. Just ask for Meds to Beds. At Bowen Pharmacy and Bowen Pharmacy South, we are here for you today and we are here for you tomorrow.
Another low onside kick, and it is recovered by the Braves near midfield. And it wasn't a pretty recovery, but it was secured by Maximus Mortel. And man, it's been fun to watch special teams because you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's been a little bit of everything on special teams. So both teams kicking off similarly, just trying to create something up close and maybe get a quick turnover, recovery rather. So, yeah, and here we go again. We'll see kind of what Bonner – I was kind of looking to see if this becomes a running clock. Maybe things change now that we're in the state playoffs. We were talking to an ex-official before the game who thought there was running clocks in the playoffs.
I believe that it can only be the fourth quarter. But we shall see. High school rules, I learn a new one every week, it seems like. 1st and 10 Braves at their own 48 after the short little onside kick by the Grizzlies. As Wyatt Kepley was lined up as D-end, and now he's going to come off the field. Good to see him back on the field, though. At least that means he's good enough to go. But I would almost maybe be tempted to let him rest as we have a few more games left this season.
Yeah, for sure. I'd start his recovery right now, tonight, and, up 39 points, so we'll see what coach elects to do.
Illegal procedure on Bonner. That'll back him up about 5 yards, make it 1st and 15 for the visitors. Again, well, I guess I don't have to – I'm so used to saying what color uniforms the teams are wearing, but I forget we don't have a radio listening audience. It's live stream only, and they can very clearly see what colors of jerseys the kids are wearing tonight. Kind of a different change of pace for us up here with no radio broadcast tonight, but it'll be back in action next week. So 1st and 15 for Bonner Springs, nearing the end of the third quarter.
We'll find out right here just how aggressive Bonner Springs is going to be now.
Guerra is going to pitch it as he was falling to the ground backwards, and it goes for a negative. Bridges McConnell got a late pitch from his quarterback and loses 10-15 yards.
Yeah, that was kind of a sloppy option play there. It's kind of hard to tell because we just blew it up, and we are way too fast for them to try to get on the edge. They're not going to turn the corner on us like that.
Kagan Bates in there on the negative play alongside Barrett Heston. We'll have a few score updates for you from Caleb here in a little bit. 2nd down and 28 is the official markage, and Bonner Springs has taken their time here. As it sounds like, okay, yep, they are going to have to take a timeout here. Coach Mays calls a timeout with a couple seconds on the play clock. Caleb, do you have a couple scores from around the area for us?
I do. Lewisburg just scored against Chanute again, kind of mid fourth quarter, and the score is now 21-15. Still a one-score game. If
Good game.
Chanute scores a touchdown, gets the extra point, they'll go ahead. Fort Scott's game is final. They lost 45-0, and I think that's what we got so far.
Okay. Very nice. And we'll hopefully get a score update. Maybe we have gotten one already. AJ Kohler does the news for KLKC, and I was listening to the radio station this morning, actually, and one of AJ's news segments came on, reminding us that daylight savings ends on Sunday night or Monday morning, however you want to view it. And so AJ is the one texting us insight on scores from around the area and has done a fine job in all those capacities for our radio station. And so we'll keep getting some updates from AJ. Here's a run to the left for McConnell. Doesn't go for much. Third down and eternity for Bonner with 2:55 left in the third.
Yeah, the Grizzly defense now is just really teeing off, playing loose. Bonner kind of seems like they're really trying to. This is just such a tough situation for a team. I mean, like you said, it's 3rd and 30, probably something like that. You're down 39 points on the road. Last game of the year. It's just really hard to really stay up and compete. So, and yeah, it's just going to be a rough go here for Bonner Springs the next quarter and 2 minutes.
Another pre-snap penalty. We've had a couple times the defense for both units have lined up in the neutral zone. And so, not to say it's immediately on Bonner Springs because we've been fooled a couple times in those regards. It'll seem like a false start, but really a D lineman was lined up off sides. But we'll see. White Hat getting the call from his fellow official. Not necessarily the most important call in the world with the score that it is and nearing the end of the third quarter. You're on a beautiful night here in Altamont. A great home crowd turnout. It being Halloween tonight, a lot of the kids are in costumes and whatnot, and I was going to the restroom and concession stands, and kids were saying hi to me, and I couldn't tell who they were. And so it was kind of a unique experience for me, but it does look like it was an illegal procedure on Bonner Springs.
Yeah, their troubles kind of continue. So, looking at now, 3rd and most 40, 3rd and 35, I guess. So, obviously, in this situation, they're going to do something to try to push the ball up the field. And the Grizzlies have had a few opportunities or a few times this year where we've had teams in 4th and 20.
Yes.
So, you know.
Independence
we
scored
really
on
need
us.
To
Here's Guerra, pressured from everywhere, but gets out of it. Quite a bit of room, and Barrett Heston chases him down. 4th and around 13 or 14 in a moment for Bonner Springs. And you make a good point because at some point we're going to face a team that passes the ball well. We've faced mainly teams that run the ball. Wellington threw it okay in the second half when that quarterback got comfortable. But I'm curious to see what happens when we face a team that can throw the ball really well. Because we're pretty good at stopping the run. I don't know how good we are at stopping the pass because we haven't had to do it for 4 quarters, really.
Yeah, and that's a...
And I say that because that's what teams do on 4th and long is they're going to gunsling it, and we've struggled a bit there. This punt might have been blocked. I think it was.
Yeah.
And it's going to come to a stop at the 50-yard line. So Labette County, they were close earlier, Hoppus was, and somebody got a paw on this one.
Yeah, those 3rd and 35s or 4th and 20s. The defense gets so slack because you don't want to let someone behind you, so your linebackers line up 6 yards deep instead of 3. Your safeties drop way back, and before you know it, you've created this soft under zone for a team to get to that layer. They can get like 10 yards deep real easy. Well, now you're in some more open field, so you can turn that 10 yards into another 6, 8, 10 yards. I mean, so
yep, makes sense.
It's just all in the mix of how that comes together.
So
it's a lot like that prevent defense that we hate watching when a team just, there's a minute left, just don't let them score. Well, here they come.
There's nothing more easy in the National Football League than getting into field goal range with a minute left. Nothing.
Seems like.
Camden Good gets a little jet sweep around the right edge, and it goes for about 9. I believe that's Camden's first carry as another good athlete. They're all real similar to me. Barrett, Kagan, Nolan, and Camden are just real similar athletes, and that's a compliment.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, they're all state-level sprinters, and, I mean, just really blessed. This is a really talented team we've got out there in the field.
Really is. Second down and inches. It's also lined out wide to the left is Caden Nash at wide out, the sophomore for Labette County at the top of your screen there. Wyrick in the gun, hands it off to Camden, looking to get the first, and I think he got enough. First down Grizzlies inside the 38-yard line of Bonner.
Yeah, just a little crossbuck handoff there, and got exactly what we needed, and moved the chains and keep the clock rolling. And so, yeah, just really continuing to play a really complete, solid ball game tonight.
90 seconds left in the third quarter. Labette County leads 49-10. Wyrick barks, takes the snap, fakes to the right, gives it to Fields, bounces outside, busts open the gap, and falls down after picking up 13 yards.
And picks up another first down.
Gosh, making it look easy now out there. Running, blocking, playing hard.
Number 16.
Just one of the few games, well, I guess the last game was fairly similar, that I haven't been up here kind of in knots, a little bit stressed out on how this is going to close out. So really playing a good 4 quarters here.
As I've heard coaches say this before in regards to other sports, but it really is a beneficial thing. I'll let Labette County run this play here. Aaron Wyrick hands it off. Fields, untouched, bust open, touchdown, his second of the night. Deontay Fields from 23 yards out. Something told me to hush up and watch that play, because when Fields gets it, you never know what's going to happen. 55 points pasted by your Grizzlies tonight.
Yeah, how impressive is that? Played, like we said, just a solid game, a pretty clean game. I can only think of 1, maybe 2 penalties on us tonight. So, gosh, super impressive. The kids must have had a great week of practice, had a great game plan here tonight, and just have really executed well.
Nolan Nash looking to go 8 for 8 on point after kicks tonight. And the snap and holds have been perfect all evening, and all those things are perfect again. 56-10 Grizzlies, 30 seconds left in the third quarter. We'll keep it here and thank a few sponsors for allowing our broadcast to be possible. We're so thankful to be able to bring to you postseason playoff football here for your Labette County Grizzlies. Sponsors include Labette Health, Bartlett Co-op, Labette Bank, Eye Care Associates of Parsons, Doctors Newland, Gilmore, and Ray, Wood Insurance Center, Labette Community College, Tank Connection, SEK Orthopedics, Doctors Mosier and Meister, Forbes Hoffman Funeral Homes, Clemens Insurance Agency, Unified School District of USD 506, Elm Haven Nursing Home and Woodridge Estates, Carson Wall Funeral Homes, Commercial Bank, Community National Bank, Idea Tech, the corner store of Altamont, and Labette Center for Mental Health Services. What a great game in Chanute, Kansas. The Blue Comets have the ball, 3rd and goal, and they score. So Chanute is an extra point away from tying the game against Lewisburg with 2 minutes and 56 seconds left. So a great game in Chanute taking place at the moment. It is about to be tied if Chanute can make the extra point. The winner of that game travels here next week to take on your Grizzlies in the regionals round.
Chanute might go for 2.
You never know. Here's a squib that is hit right on the numbers of that front line that has taken a beating tonight for the Braves, Maximus Mortel. And so the Braves will take over with the ball around midfield again. That's been a popular area for them to begin, with Labette County electing to kick those lower squib kicks. And it does appear, Caleb, did Chanute make that extra point? Is it 22-22?
22-22 is the score with about 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Very good. And here it is the end of the third quarter. Labette County leads 56-10.
Wow.
My name is Bria, and I'm a pharmacist at Bowen Pharmacy. I'm here today to tell you about one of our patient programs, Meds to Beds. Bowen Pharmacy South is located in the medical office building at Labette Health. Our staff works closely with the doctors, nurses, and social care workers to ensure that your transition out of the hospital is an easier and more convenient experience for you and your loved ones. If you are having inpatient or outpatient surgery, we will get your medications directly from your doctor and deliver them right to your hospital bed. If you are having a baby, we will get your medications or anything else that you may need to get your family home without the hassle of making several stops along the way. Whether you're here for a few hours or a few days, we are here at Bowen Pharmacy and Bowen Pharmacy South to help get you well without any interruption in transition of care. Just ask for Meds to Beds. At Bowen Pharmacy and Bowen Pharmacy South, we are here for you today and we are here for you tomorrow.
Welcome back, Grizzly fans. Bonner with a nice carry as they flip directions with the switch in quarters. And they got a first down, so the Braves looking to score their second touchdown of the evening. Labette County has scored 8 of them. Been a really nice game here tonight for Labette County in a lot of phases.
Yeah, it really has. I mean, almost in every phase. So we'll see kind of what Coach decides to do here with players. I'm trying to see if we still have our starters out there. I'm checking numbers.
Guerra keeps it up the middle and goes for no gain.
Martin Guerra.
We'll see if this is a running clock or not at the next dead ball, as the clock is obviously running due to that being a run play, of course.
And that is Aaron Wyrick. It's going to be second down and 10, Bonner Springs.
Football is a little bit different than basketball because, you know, obviously in basketball you play way more games, but sub-state comes and it's short, happens quickly, and you go to state, which happens quickly. With football, I mean, we wouldn't play in sub-state until November 21st. You know, there's just one game a week, and it kind of makes it exciting to me, builds anticipation and excitement, given the fact that if you win, you have another week until you play, kind of makes it fun. Here's a gain of 7 for the Braves. But it's definitely a different structure because there's a lot of teams in it. It's not even sub-state. It's just now the first round of playoffs. Next week is considered regionals. The week after that is considered sectionals. And then the week of November 21st is sub-state. And the week after that, I think it's the week after, is the state championship. So it's just a little different feel than basketball postseason, which is short and quick. Caleb, did something happen in Chanute, Kansas?
Something did happen.
Guerra for a short carry, first down Braves, moving left to right.
The Lewisburg Wildcats tried to run the ball up the middle, and it was stripped and recovered by Chanute.
Wow.
Chanute has the ball on the Lewisburg 45 now with a minute 26 left to go in the fourth quarter.
Gosh.
Tied at 22. Wow. You might have said that. Sorry. Wow. What a good game there. Look forward to a great contest no matter what the opponent is next week. Seems like those two teams are pretty even and should be a lot of fun no matter who it is. But let's close this out here. Labette County up 46 with 9 minutes to play. First and 10, Bonner Springs. Martin Guerra, their quarterback, gives it up the middle to the back, Fungasha, who had a 25-yard rushing touchdown in the first half. This one goes for a handful. Labette County is rotating a couple bodies, it looks like. Jet Stig is out there alongside Caden Nash. And Caleb and Dad, if you see anybody else, feel free to shout out their names. Want to get those guys some recognition. But Coach Argabright is rotating some guys in and out.
Yeah, kind of interesting thing about how football playoffs linger friend of mine used to coach at Webb City, and of course Webb City football always played deep into the state championship games. Anyway, he was a basketball coach at Webb City. He would start several seasons one game in without all his players. They were still playing football.
Wow.
Or, you know, or
yeah,
kind of delay, really kind of stepped onto his basketball season. It's a good problem to have, but it's just interesting.
Well, we've got half our starting 5 in basketball out on the field right now.
And our head coach on the field right now. So, yeah.
Yeah. No, that would be a fantastic issue to run into. I hope we play all the way.
Oh, yeah.
56-10, Grizzlies with a huge lead. Another pitch play. Those haven't done much for them, and it won't do it again. 3 Grizzlies swarm in. Jet Stig, one of them, a couple others, Riggin Ross, and the other I could not identify quick enough, but there's multiple guys out there for Labette County. Ethan Cuddy's playing defense now. He's made 2 good special teams plays.
I just saw senior Logan Myers walk onto the field and freshman number 10, Riggin Ross.
Getting some of those fresh young bodies out there, and this Labette County heavy upperclassmen starting unit is going to prepare for the winner of Lewisburg and Chanute, which is still a tied ball game with 47 seconds left. Chanute's ball 3rd and 1. Here's a live ball pitch fumble, and Lewisburg falls on it. Wisely falling on the ball was Ezekiel Gray, and it'll be 2nd down and long with under 7 to go.
That pitch play you mentioned earlier is actually it's an option play, and there's all sorts of them. Dive option, there's triple options, there's a speed option, but they all require the quarterback to read somebody. And this quarterback seems to be pitching it a little bit premature, but it's a great play when it's ran correctly and read correctly.
Isaiah Kuhn, Colton Gehring, Sam Freese, also bodies out there for the Grizzlies secondary unit. A run up the middle for Fungasha again. Goes for moderate gain, back to the original line and a little bit more. Gage Gatton out there too for the Grizzlies. And also alongside him, Zaxo Simmons, a senior for the Grizzly unit.
Yeah, this is great when you can get yourself into a position to get your starters off the field as quick as possible and give some valuable Friday Night Lights experience to some of your younger kids or, you know, the next man up.
Bonner Springs on the outside, gets near the 1st down as the handoff went back to Leonard Fungasha yet again. And it'd be 4th down if they don't give it to him. We'll see where they spot the football, though. For now, it looks like he's a little short.
Score update here. Chanute just scored another touchdown, awaiting the extra point. And it is good. That'll put the score
29 to 22,
29
I think.
to 22. I'm not sure how much time is left, though.
Around 30 seconds, if I had to guess. I don't see the time on the screen right now. So here's Bonner, though, threatening to score. A run up the middle is stuffed. How about this unit getting things done for Labette County? A few Grizzlies in there. I saw Ethan Cuddy and Riggin Ross and Gage Gatton.
A few more people about to come on the field. I think number 71, Madison Pappas. Number 15, Franco Banyan. Number 54, Thomas Moffitt. Number 61, Jace Garrett. Number 87, I think that is Jonathan Dusher. Also, number 50, Alex Ludwig.
Junior Becca Simpson.
And I think that's who we have right now.
Very nice, Caleb. Thank you. Is that defensive stand by those 3 guys forced a turnover and gives us the ball back and prevents a Bonner touchdown.
Yeah, it was a tremendous job by that group in there.
Franco Banyan's the quarterback.
O'Banion takes the handoff. And a run, I would assume, to Ross up the left side. As Riggin, I would guess that's who that is. A freshman pops up and has done a good job running the ball whenever he's gotten to come in late in a couple of these games. And Oh my. Lewisburg just ran back the kickoff and scored a touchdown. What a great ball game. Touchdown Lewisburg. They have to make the extra point with 22 seconds left or go for two.
Go for two. You're on the road. I wouldn't be shocked at all if that coach doesn't try to punch this in right now.
What a great game.
Riggin Ross, he's potentially named after a great running back named John Riggins. It reminds me of that. He was a Washington Redskin running back, tough runner years ago. When I hear Riggin Ross, I can't help but think of John Riggin.
Do you know who John Riggin is, Caleb?
I don't know who
I
John
have
Riggin
no
is.
clue who John Riggin is.
A little bit of outside of my timeline, I think.
Well, you guys need to brush up on your history, I guess.
Yeah.
Sounds like. It was back when football was tough.
Did he play with
no
John
face
Brown?
mask hardly.
Did he play with John Brown, or was that before him?
John Brown from Pitt State? Is that what you're talking about?
No,
That played on the Browns.
you mean the historical figure John Brown, or the player
Jim
John
Brown.
Oh, Jim Brown.
My bad.
No, he was in the John Riggins was in the 70s. So,
okay.
All right, back to the game. Sorry, I didn't mean to distract everybody.
Greg Traxon would be proud. I tried to go with the historical route. 3rd down and 11 for the Grizzlies. O'Banion dropped straight back, and a penalty and a delay of game on Labette County. Didn't quite get it off quick enough. With 2 minutes to play, and it is a running clock. Labette County leads 56-10.
Want to get one more
And
announcement in here, a reminder of our
I had
high school
someone
music
ask,
coming
our
up
next
in 2
game is
weeks.
next Friday.
It'll be
Correct.
November 13th, 14th, and 15th. We're presenting The Wizard of Oz. I think you'll want to come out for it. We have 18 grade school kids playing the Munchkins.
Lewisburg is going for two here with 20 seconds left. On the road at Chanute. We will update you on how that goes here in just a moment. O'Banion, did he escape or go down? He did go down. It is a safety. O'Banion tried his best. That pocket collapsed, and he went down in the end zone. So 2 points for Bonner Springs, and Labette County will kick it back to them. But, boy, I'll tell you, what an impressive job by that second group of 22 players on both sides really to come in and hold their own.
Yeah.
And here's the Lewisburg 2-point attempt and a timeout called before the snap. What a good game in Chanute going on. A lot of people watching that game. It's 29-28 Chanute, and we will see if Lewisburg goes for two or for the tie out of the timeout. And this running clock might just drip all the way to the end of the game before Labette County can kick it off after the safety. But, I mean, look at this. Look down there. I can't tell. Is that Coach Page? I think that's Coach Ryan Page getting this group of special teams guys ready to go. The game is almost over. 20 seconds left. Labette County's up 44 points, and he's talking to them, conducting to them as if they're about to go out and kick the ball off. So they're not going to, but that was just something kind of neat to see. This coaching staff really just respects their opponent and keeps their mentality in the present and doesn't look ahead. That was kind of cool to see there.
Yeah.
So that'll do it. Labette County wins it 56-12, and Chanute held Lewisburg on the 2-point conversion. So Chanute leads Lewisburg 29-28 with 20 seconds left in the ball game, as Lewisburg almost got the 2-point conversion, but they were marked just short. So it appears, barring another blunder in special teams, Labette County will host Chanute next week in regionals. But for now, let's step aside for a few minutes and come back with the Bowen Pharmacy post-game show. This is the Bowen Pharmacy postgame show of Labette County Grizzly football. Be sure to stick with us, and here in a few minutes we will hear from head coach Bradley Argabright of those victorious and advancing Labette County football Grizzlies as they put away Atchison. I'm sorry, I was reading the Atchison score. Bonner Springs. Oh, they took the score off the scoreboard. 56-12 is the final, I believe. Somewhere in there. I don't know the final score. Running clock in the fourth quarter. I believe it was 56-12. So Labette County will play Chanute here at home next week, as Lewisburg failed on a 2-point conversion to all but win the game pretty much, and Chanute held them. And so it'll be Blue Comets versus Grizzlies a week from tonight here at home in the regionals round of the playoffs. I'm Jack Leake III alongside Jack Leake Jr., my father, and soon to be joined by head coach Bradley Argabright in our normal post-game interview. But a good game here tonight by Labette County. I mean, obviously you win by 40-plus points. Randy, take care, brother. Great job. Public address announcer Randy Blackwell here saying goodbye to us. Good game in a lot of phases, and I'll say this. It's nice to have a game in a real tense and intense time of the season where you can kind of coast, for lack of a better term. Sometimes whenever you're in those mental grinds, those emotional, gutty games over and over and over, I know there's benefits to that, but it can weigh. I've heard coaches say before that it's kind of nice to have a couple where you can kind of relax a little, as far as just mental gas in the tank, emotional gas in the tank, and things like that. So might not be any substance to that, but I've heard that said before.
Yeah, some of those games are exhausting if you're just always tooth and nail type thing. And, you know, this team, how lucky are we to, you know, these last 2 weeks to kind of witness the kind of games we've played. We played complete four-quarter games, but last week and this week, a great team, a great energy. We're here next Friday. Have a legit chance against a good opponent to win. But, it's just been a lot of fun. And I don't know, I really feel, like I said this earlier, that this team is really peaking at the right time of year. You know, you always want – of course you want to be good all year, but you want to continue to improve. I feel like we're confident. At Independence, you know, we just had some moments, and I wondered how we would respond after that. Boy, we have just really put it together.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. We're in a really, really good spot, good place. I feel like mentally and physically we're pretty healthy. And I don't know, just watching the kids play and how they're jumping around, I don't know. It's a fun dynamic right now for the Grizzly football team.
And Labette County also, to make note, is now 5-0 at home this season.
Oh.
Both their losses were on the road at Wellington and at Independence. And to add on to that, a sprinkle of more positivity, next week's game is at home, and should we win next week, that sectionals game will be at home. And I don't know if Sub-State does go home or away or if it's neutral. I actually don't know the rules or how Sub-State is played. I'm sure State is neutral, but Sub-State, if it is home and away, we could host if Eudora, the 1 seed, loses. Anyways, I know that's a ways away, but my point being, it's fun to have these games at home. Not because I live 30 seconds away, but because we're undefeated at home. It's fun to just play in front of your home crowd. This group of seniors is going to get to keep playing on their home field, and I think it's better for the team as far as a routine and exhaustion goes. Long bus rides can weigh on a team, and so happy for this group to get to experience the season that they have so far and the season that is still to be played out starting next week at home against Chanute. I mean, obviously a player that stood out tonight was Nolan Nash. He had 4 of our 8 touchdowns. Deontay ended up with a couple. Michael Reed had 1, and maybe Kagan had the other rushing touchdown. But Nolan Nash had 4 of our 8 touchdowns, and he had 4 of our first 5 touchdowns, if I'm not mistaken. He did a lot of good things tonight, and his speed really popped off the page to me.
Yeah, and what he kick, 8 extra points?
That too. Did not miss one.
I wonder if anyone's ever done that. That's, also worthy of looking into. So, Yeah, I feel like we're firing on all cylinders, and I think I see Coach Argerbright headed this way, so I'm sure he'll be pumped and anxious to share his thoughts about tonight's game.
Let's step aside for a quick break and hear from the head coach, Bradley Argerbright.
Life is about movement, and the human body is like any high-performance machine. When miles add up, parts wear down, and that's when pain begins, and here's where it ends. At Labette Health, our nationally recognized orthopedic and sports medicine surgeons use advanced techniques to reduce recovery times and relieve pain for miles to come. Feel like new again at Labette Health in Parsons, Kansas. For more information, go to labettehealth.com.
Welcome in, Grizzly fans, to the Bowen Pharmacy postgame show. Happy to be joined by head coach Bradley Argerbright of those victorious Grizzlies tonight that move on to the regionals round of the playoffs and will host Chanute here at home next week. Coach, big victory tonight. Couple things popped off the page to me. I know Nolan had 4 touchdowns. That was kind of fun to watch.
Yeah.
But what'd you see tonight, Coach?
Yeah, I thought we put a complete game together. Had a couple lapses there in the first quarter of just kind of got a play away from us and then a kickoff away. But, you take those 2 plays out, and I thought we played a really clean game. So I thought we were prepared, ready to play. And, we knew the target was going to be on our back, and we had, technically everything to lose. Or they're playing kind of free. So I thought that coming out of the gates, we were ready to go, and, it showed, on the scoreboard, but also in our execution. So just thought we were ready to play, and I was proud of that.
And we even had some of those similar things to say after last week's game. I feel like after last week and after tonight, the word sound football just rings to me, because after Independence, it maybe wasn't so sound in a couple places down the stretch there or whatever. Real sound, solid, clean football last week and tonight.
Yeah, just taking care of the football. That's number one goal.
Yep.
It doesn't matter who we play. It'll be the number one goal next week. So the last 2 weeks we've done a really good job of that. And it's keeping our offense on the field, and now we're starting to finish some drives. I thought we did a really good job of finishing drives tonight. We actually punted tonight. We haven't punted in 3 weeks since the Fort Scott game. So
Wow.
I've just been really proud of our offense, really moving the ball well. We made some adjustments after the half and found a way to get back to what we want to run. So, I just thought we played really well tonight.
Coach, how important is it to not just, hey, make the playoffs and what have you, but be the 2 seed, have games at home, and play in front of your home crowd?
Yeah, it's invaluable. We're now 5-0 at home. We talked about it last week. We're 4-0. So, for us, we love to play here. We get really excited to play here, and we're very locked in when we play here. So, and it's routine. We get our same routine. We get our pregame meal. We get our film session. We get our weight room to do our stretching. All those things matter. We're just in a nice routine right now, and we got to keep using our fans and our atmosphere to our advantage. Halloween tonight, kind of always makes it a weird crowd. Not like weird, just that you never know who's going to show up, and people are doing things. It's Halloween. So next week I hope we get a lot of people here. It's going to be a regional championship against Chanute, 7:00, and it's at home. So we just want to use that home field to our advantage all playoff long.
Yeah, it should be a fun one next week. A team we played a week ago. It'll be 2 weeks separation between the time we played them last and we'll play them next week. SEK foe, know each other probably pretty well, and I expect a fun matchup.
Yeah, we know that the target's going to be big on our back. We just talked about that in the huddle. They're going to be ready to go. We beat them, last week, and anytime you beat someone, it's hard to beat them the second time. So we got to go watch the film, see what we can do better from our matchup. I'm sure they're going to do some adjustments. We're going to adjust, and we got to be ready to play and have a great week of practice and prepare for these guys.
Coach, best of luck moving forward. Playoff football is upon us. How fun is it? Co-SEK champions with the team we'll face next week, a 6-2 regular season record. Been a joy to watch and much more to come.
Yeah, just really proud of these guys. Like I said, for being ready to play tonight. But, for us, we talked about in the huddle too, is just we get another week to be together. I just love these guys so much. They're giving everything they have, on the field, in the film session, at practice. We know they're going to be locked in next week, and we can't wait to watch them go perform next Friday.
Coach, a joy, a pleasure as always. Look forward to chatting with you next week, and I don't know who's in the chicken down there.
I don't know who the chicken is. I haven't even seen anybody yet. I don't know. You know who it is, Caleb? Connor Hannigan. That's awesome.
One of my golfers. So
that's awesome. That's right up his alley. That's great.
Hard to recognize some of these kids tonight, but Coach, what a fun group to watch. Relationships played out on the field. That's kind of been my mantra anyways, the outlook on everything. Fun to watch you guys just be around each other.
Yeah, just a great group of kids. Going to do great things outside of this football season, from lessons they've learned. But we can't wait to get back at it again next week. I hope everyone has a safe Halloween, you get home safe, and we need you next week.
Yep.
We really need you guys in the stands and cheering loud for these guys. They're going to be ready to go, and we just hope you're out there to support them. Go Grizzlies.
Coach, thanks as always. What a class act. Appreciate you always joining us. Labette County gets a big-time win tonight here at home against Bonner Springs. And, hey, this is a time of year where historically, at least as far as my career is concerned, where after tonight, the first round of the playoffs, I'd be signing off, for the season. But I don't want to just take this moment for granted that Labette County just got a huge playoff victory and gets to host a regional matchup next week. I don't want to let that just whiz past us and take that for granted. So I know I'm excited about it, and I know these kids are, and they're going to capitalize on each and every opportunity they get. As Coach mentioned, just kind of all season he's mentioned to respect our opponent and to just stack practices and work hard. And so it's been fun to watch that product play out on Friday nights. And we hope you'll join us next Friday night. November football will be upon us, and it'll be a week from tonight here at home. Same time, same channel. We will be back on the radio next week. For Jack Leak Jr. and Caleb McKee, I'm Jack Leak III signing off from Altamont, Kansas here at Lucas Field. Labette County wins it 56-12, and they'll play host to Chanute in the regional round here at home next week. Have a good night, everybody. Safe travels if you're driving and listening. And as always,